I appreciate your attention, and I welcome any questions that you have about the entire process.
Thank you for the information. Are you looking at grades, or are you just?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the, and I'm sorry I left that out. It's got to be one of the first things. We may identify, and I happen to know these guys up front, so I'll say Chase, and I know Chase, and I like his ability. But if I recruit him all year and don't look at his grades, at the end of the year, and I find out he's a C- student, I can't recruit him. So that's one of the first things we do. When we identify a guy, so we go see Chase, and I find out, okay, I need to see his transcript. Oh, well, Chase is a B+ student, an A- student, and he's got sufficient test scores. Great, then we can recruit him, and then we continue through. So that's one of the early checks. And every school is different. And I will tell you, when I was in high school, I was contacted by a school called Cornell. Anybody know Cornell? Okay. And Cornell's in the Ivy League. Ivy League's Princeton and Harvard and Penn are like really good academic schools, right? And so I was all fired up. Cornell, it's in upstate New York, and then they saw my transcript. I couldn't get in Cornell. And so just like that, a school that I had interest in, it doesn't matter whether I'm interested or not. And it doesn't matter whether they're interested or not. They can't get me in school. So that's dead. So what I would encourage you to do in the classroom is be the best you can be, just like on the court. You got to be the best you can be. Because I don't want you to be like I was with Cornell. You know, if a school contacts you, I want you to be in a position that you can pursue that. So be the best student you can be. If math and science was not my thing, that's part of what kept me out of Cornell. Math and science was not my thing. I was pretty good, English, history, all that, social studies. So for my parents to ask me to be a straight A student in science and math was probably, I might still be in high school. So, but if I could be a B student, then that's what I ought to be. And we talk with our players about, be the best that you can be. Be the best that you can be. Whatever your strengths are, if you can be an A student in math and science, then be an A student. If English is a little tougher for you, but you can be a solid B, then be that. But don't, you guys all know, and some of you guys are you're later on in this process, but as soon as you start the 9th grade, those grades count. Your grades count, every one of them. And I can't quote you all the Division I stuff, but there's 16 core courses. Everybody knows about that. You got to have 10 of those completed by the end of your junior year. Does everybody know that? You got to make sure you're taking the right stuff. You got to be on the NCAA website. You got to talk to your guidance counselor. You got to make sure you're in the right stuff and completing it in the right sequence. And you don't want to be recruited by somebody and then say, oh, you know what, I'm graduating next month and I only have 15 of the core courses. So make sure you're on top of that. And thank you for reminding me of that.